the most, business, marriage, relationships, even the one with yourself.
Today we are going to talk about the truths about marriage
Wow, this
untruths.
is gonna be a good one.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
What about women are looking for a come up?
Now I know many times brothers say that they get scared because women look like they want something like food, clothing, and shelter.
Right, and so, but that's such a basic level.
hmm
You know, it's like when people come to us, we don't ask,
You need to take a shower,
or did you eat today?
brush your teeth.
Right, do you drink fluids?
Right.
Because that's a basic level for survival. And so are provisions.
hmm
So it's food, clothing, and shelter.
I mean, because that's something a man is supposed to do anyway.
Right, and when you focus in on a basic level, I want
hmm
him to take care of me, and you don't call him to anything else.
hmm
You don't call him to
Leadership or calling them to fatherhood
or entrepreneurship.
or education.
Right, call him to something
hmm
greater because
hmm
when you stay at a basic level,
hmm
you look basic.
Yeah, basically. I mean, really, you just call them to pay the light bill, the rent, and good sex. That's going to be something that is kind of common.
Okay, there's nothing wrong with good sex
Uh,
because if you can call him to lead and to be an entrepreneur and he does not have good sex, he loses his appeal.
oh,
So
okay.
we can keep that.
Okay.
We can keep that part, but call him to something
hmm
greater because I don't really believe that that's a woman's intent.
Right. And a lot of times as men, that's how we look at it. Is and she looked like a gold digger.
But that's not what she's saying.
hmm
What she's saying is, you know what? I want that, but say that and say something else.
hmm
Call him to a greater good because many men actually do already hold that same assumption.
Assumption, exactly. They had
I
that
need to
same
take
value.
care of
Right.
her.
They had that same value.
But when you come with that as the value that you're asking for, he
hmm
lowers his too.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
And so remember the presentation that you give.
hmm
So in regard to men, I got a problem
Mm.
with men.
What's the problem?
Is that men think that women are the only ones with an issue with baggage.
Yeah.
They don't. Okay, and then you say yeah.
I mean, as a man, yeah, we think that,
Because if women are looked at that at as if she's divorced or if she has children.
hmm
Oh, she's got baggage
hmm
with
And,
her.
and most men look at is I don't believe it's really just the woman or the children,
Hmm.
but it's the man that comes with the women and the children, the father or the ex-husband who comes, and most men, especially young men, don't want to deal with that.
Okay, so you're saying that when they say baggage, they don't really mean baggage, as in the children, because
Right.
that's what women hear.
hmm
What I hear is that because I have a child, that means that I'm tainted
hmm
somehow. But the true meaning that men don't say
hmm
is that I have to deal with another man. I have to co-parent
I have to co-parent with another man.
directly
It's
or
going to be some check.
indirectly.
Right. It's going to be some check-in and all this old type of stuff here. And do I really want to deal with that?
Okay, but that's not what they say.
Well, that's what we know. That's what we know to be truth,
Okay,
though.
but okay, so amongst men, y'all have this secret language going on.
Well, about
And,
secret
and,
language,
and,
but it's yeah.
okay, because what is being said is, I don't want a woman with children. I
hmm
don't want a woman who's been divorced. Whereas these same men,
hmm
they are fathers of these
Children,
children.
and they've been divorced as well. Obviously, because they're no longer with these mothers. But for a man, children aren't baggage. His children are baggage
Only
for
her
him.
children.
Oh, right, because those are her and his children. I'm not calling them baggage. So I don't want nobody to think, dang, Brother Hodson saying
Yeah,
the
because you
kids are
need to fix
baggage.
this,
Right,
right?
I'm fixing it right now. But for some men, you look at a situation, not all men, but some men would look at, I have to deal with him, because some men are very active in their children's life, and he don't want that type of presence. It's two men in my house. That's not gonna work.
Okay. That I get. Now the other part is not just about kids and divorce.
Hmm.
Men also believe that I didn't come from a dysfunctional family.
Hmm.
I don't have mental and emotional trauma.
Hmm.
Only women have those issues. And
Hmm.
what baffles me is that these same women that grew up in these homes
Hmm.
that have all of this trauma,
Hmm.
they had brothers. These men grew up in some of those same households,
Yeah.
but somehow or another, how is it that they are exempt from the consequences of it?
Well, and you would think maybe they are, maybe they're not.
Maybe they are, and maybe they aren't. What?
Exempt.
Mhm.
Some of them are, some of them aren't. It's how we've been conditioned to think that that's not my issue. Dysfunction, abuse, all that. That's not my issue. More so than women, because we know. I mean, even you have said when a woman turns 12, she has to learn how to guard off her body,
Men.
fight off her body. Right.
Starting at age
It's
12.
12.
Men,
Right.
yeah, that's usually definitely when it starts.
Right.
Yes.
So
we
so
learned that.
she's already being indoctrinated into something that causes emotional and mental anguish
At an early age.
at an early age.
Without
Versus
even any comprehension of why.
exactly. Well, as young boys, we don't have that. We don't have to fight. And I'm not gonna say that in all cases now because you got pedophiles out there. But in most instances, young boys don't have to fight off that. They have a whole nother indoctrination, being told to protect. So we've already been being conditioned with masculine things, fighting,
Okay.
protection.
So what you mean is that we're not saying that men are not exposed to it, but the conditioning that men have about being masculine, putting up this persona
Mm-hmm.
of masculinity
Mm-hmm.
and of protection, that of being bravado,
Right.
that is how you mask
That
layer.
Exactly.
Okay, and women, we don't have that.
Y'all don't have that. Y'all don't have that.
Okay.
Y'all don't have
But
that.
yeah, but y'all know that you still bring that to the marriage.
Right, and that's unfortunate because even in our situation, we share a story here. I'm totally different than you.
For sure.
I have a whole urban outlook of you and my upbringing, and so when we look at something like that, that's a totally different concept than what you deal with, and we had to work that out
Right,
in our
because I
marriage.
thought he was so hard. I'm like, ooh, why you so hypervigilant?
Exactly.
Why you always up here? All the time.
Exactly.
Like you always running from a crib. And you a blood. We good, bro. We good.
But that's our indoctrination.
Right, because you came from a city. You
Right.
came from the city. You came from an urban area, and I didn't.
And you didn't. So you don't have that. And so for me, I don't have.
But I'm ready to fight.
Right. I mean, you'll be ready to fight, But I mean, everybody has that in them. They got to fight or flight in them. So that's going to be common. But for you, I don't know what it feels like to have to ward a dude off of me.
Oh, right. And
I don't know what that
I'm
feels like.
accustomed.
Right. I don't know
to
I
that
don't,
even at this age.
Right. I don't know what that feels like. I wouldn't begin to know what that feels like.
Okay.
So.
But these are the things that we bring to the marriage, and then we
Mm-hmm.
tell ourselves lies about who we're going to be.
Exactly.
The truths about the
Untruths.
untruths. Leave your comments. Let us know what you think below.